Hey guys, welcome back to week 5 of SBL. For this week, the battles we have prepared for you are the Fishiest Fiends with Grass versus the Healesville Sanctuary with Poison, and the Southside Spice with Rock versus the Primapes with Fairy.
All right, welcome back to the SBL. We have Fairy versus Rock. That guy featuring again here on the YouTube channel. He's obviously one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. There's not really any discussion. Don't know why I said one of. Taking on Dossa, I'm here with Nick.
Hello, hello, hello.
So yeah, obviously we've gone back to the original duos that we had for commentary. Um, These are two pretty interesting teams we have here. Fairy, obviously, I think is probably the best type, maybe Steel in the game. Um, and Rock doesn't give you a lot to work with,
No,
but
it does not.
this should be an interesting one. Anything you see, anything standing out but in the team selections here?
Um, well, Tinkerton and Azumarill have a clear sort of early type advantage, Tapu Bulu as well, but yeah, this is such a type disparity, but we know Andrew is virtually impossible to beat when he is up and going. You
Yeah,
had him last week in a fighting versus rock matchup, which should have been a huge advantage. We're starting Bulu lead,
yeah.
Coco
And
lead,
Coco
so Bulu gets the
overriding the
grass.
terrain. Nice.
Um, but Andrew just finds a way, and he found a way to get to 1-0 despite being up against fighting last week with Rock. So this will
Yeah.
be very interesting.
I think this is his first time not bringing Iron Boulder. So the terrain doesn't matter as much. Doesn't look like there's anything that would take advantage of it unless there's an electric seed somewhere on his team. Obviously, Coco's electric moves are weakened, but into Bulu it wouldn't matter as much anyway. Cradily is an interesting bring. I have just noticed that.
Yeah, what's
Um,
Andrew's thought there?
I'm not sure.
It is
Maybe
Storm Drain.
Storm Drain, yeah, and then also just a good matchup into the waters in general. Which, like, Free Marina and Tapu Fini are two things that I would have imagined were on Doss's
Mm,
mind before this game. But he does have a lot of options being Fairy, and I think he's brought a pretty good team. So there's the Terra Iron Head,
no
no
flinch.
flinch, and
First
CC just
combat
kills.
kills.
Wow,
Uh, as someone
that's
who is
massive.
currently running grass, I did not realize Bulu was any good. So that's good to know.
It's just a bit slow and doesn't get player off, and that's the main.
It doesn't
All
get
grassy
anything.
lines.
It's
Yeah,
actually crazy how this Pokemon doesn't get any grass coverage, any good, doesn't get grassy glide, and doesn't get any fairy coverage.
yeah.
What is the point of it? Why did they make it so much worse than the other three?
It just wants the Horn Leech and close combat. But that's a huge kill. It's a lot of speed gone. I think Nihiliga's not slow. Aerodactyl's obviously fast, but that's
Mm.
some big speed gone.
And you can imagine if he goes into Nihilego here, then it's an easy Tinkerton switch, but maybe you go Aerodactyl here and just try and go for like a dual wing beat or something.
Yeah, if Tinkerton's on a balloon, it's kind of a perfect switch in to Nihiligo. Can't really do anything. And then you get a free Gigaton into his team. I think from what I've noticed, especially in my prep against Rock, Steel is probably the best offensive type into it because there's really just not much that can stop it. Not much that resists Steel, especially if
No.
we're talking about like good Pokemon that
And when
didn't
you
want to
have
use
only
defensively.
rock type Pokemon to pick from.
Yeah. Um, so here's Aerodactyl. You'd imagine Mega since he doesn't have another Mega on his team. Nope, don't see it that turn though.
Protect gets him a bit of recovery, but you think this thing is going down to a dual wing beat regardless.
Yeah. But I think that was just good scouting. I mean, if you click Dragon Dice there, it would have been in some trouble. But I'm pretty sure a Wood Hammer would just blow Aerodactyl up, so you can't really afford to Dragon Dance.
No, you.
Um,
But then again, oh, a switch.
Arcanine into Seed Bomb. Wow. Dossa
So
just staying in there. You would think Tinkerton's a pretty safe switch with the terrain up because Earthquake wouldn't be doing much damage.
did Andrew overpredict there? Did he assume that we would get a Tinkerton switch there? So he thought he'd switch ahead of the switch, but
Well, yeah, I do think either Tinkerton or Diancie is the same thing. Like that probably was the optimal play, but I don't know. That's the charm of Dossa. He'll make some of those plays sometimes, and they'll just pay off. He
happy to
doesn't
stay in
like.
and sack this thing.
Yeah, I mean, stacking it there's still a fine option. You keep your HP on the other two things. Um, Obviously Dossa's not as much of a nerd as some of the rest of us. He doesn't not grinding every single day, so he's not going to make the optimal play all the time.
No,
But that's what can allow him to win. some matchups that are a lot tougher, like perhaps this one. It's a protect. And Bully's gotten a lot of HP back now from the terrain recovery.
Won't matter if it cops a flare. Head
Oh,
smash
head
does
smash.
kill. Okay.
Okay, it hits. It's
I wonder
obviously
what
rock
that's
head.
like. Wouldn't know. Wouldn't know what a head smash it looks like.
Okay, here's a zoom roll. Now this is tough to switch into. Although he has Cradily.
It's actually pretty easy to switch into.
Yeah. Does he predict and click? I think he gets superpower in national decks.
Does he just click belly drum?
Yeah, true. If he has belly drum, this is a perfect time to click it.
But
Although
can
is
it?
Cradily faster? Yep, there's the
Wouldn't
switch.
be.
Aquajet.
Ideally,
Okay, got it.
Dossa. I
Special
have to go
attack
for belly
praise.
drum there and see that coming.
Yep. If he had it. I love a zoom roll. It's one of those mods I've always wanted to draft, but just haven't been able to, whether it's gotten sniped or one season I picked Quavel over it and that ended up winning me the league, so I'm not too disappointed.
Quavel is just better in every way.
Yeah, yeah. I get instant offense, you probably want Azu. Is the dominance and switch in. Oh, wow, that did a lot.
That's +1 special attack.
Yeah. That, that still feels like it does a lot. Could be, I mean, it's not Life Orb. Could be like
No,
Miracle Seed or Specs or something.
maybe it's Sash as well.
But his Garment's not Zen mode. He hasn't brought it Zen mode once yet this season.
Well, you wouldn't against Rock. Against Rockets, they're probably not
No,
ideal.
you wouldn't. Terra Fairy. Superpower blows up
Yeah, but it's
Tyranitar.
going to
Blood
go down itself
Sand.
here
Yeah.
to the sand.
Was that part of Andrew's design? He's son of a gun. Dossa says. I still think that's a good trade for Dossa there, to be honest. Remove something that can take a hit. If that Darmanitan was Scarf, then it was kind of threatening though, so I think Andrew will take that too. Bit of a win-win.
Sacking that Tyranitar to get rid of that Manathan has probably worked out quite well for him.
Darmanitan hasn't been able to get off the ground yet this season and get a sweep.
No.
I think it's still in the negatives for differential. I mean, you have to bring it every week, so it's going to die a lot of the time. But it hasn't been able to get off the ground yet.
Offensive terrors have really struggled, I think, across the board.
Yeah, I think defensive has been better overall.
Blissey, Aegis Slash.
Yeah, but Walking Wake is also tied with Aegis Slash up the top for the captain's ladder.
Yeah, but that's also
it's had like
fire type. Yeah. It literally couldn't be any more perfect.
Yeah, it's had like 2 sweeps and then hasn't done a lot else. But it's still been good. Still definitely been good. Volcanion as well has been like half offense, half defense, and it's done quite well. With ground, Volcanion is just such a good captain. We've said it a few times. Anyway, Tink, Aerodactyl, Earthquake. Doesn't do much. That's a big call. If Andrew called that and clicked Dragon Dance or Dual Wing Beat, could have been scary. Now, this isn't Mega Aerodactyl, which I find interesting, which means it has to be, you'd think some sort of choice item.
Or Sash.
Yeah.
But that probably implies choice, that switch.
Yeah. Cradily, another good switch in there.
Cradili's doing work.
Leech Seed on Whimsicott, so it might be a more defensive variant as well.
Cradily won't really be able to hit this thing, though, unless it has hidden power.
Yeah, substitute Earth Power. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it gets... Does Cradily get Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave?
It probably does. But he would have clicked it there, surely, if he had it.
I think he was trying to predict a switch. I think it's Specs, because he switched that out immediately.
Specs Earth Power couldn't break the substitute.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a Cradily. And if Whimsicott's more defensive, Leech Seed again. But that's okay. He's got a sub up.
That probably does imply Specs.
You would think so. If he clicks Poison Move, if he has it here, you'd think it's Specs. But either way, that's fine with Dossa, because you probably just assume Specs and go Tinkerton after the sub gets broken. You get a free turn here to get some chip. Giga Drain, lovely. Keep Whimsicott healthy. Yep, Sludge Wave. There we go.
Yeah, so definitely Specs. Will Dossa identify it is the question.
Yeah,
I hope so.
No damage boosters. No, he just goes Giga Drain.
Disappointed in him again. My guy. Come on, man.
I mean, he does get a free Tinkerton switch here, but Whimsicott being alive would have been nice. Franks is just so handy. Yeah, in comes Tink. Now this Gigaton's going to hurt something that comes out. I guess Arcanize the only switch, really.
Yeah, maybe you just click substitute here as well if you felt like if he's got that. He's
Yeah,
running it.
is Tinkerton faster than Arcanine? Because if he has like Swords Dance as well, this could be dangerous.
Probably is. Can it take an Aerodactyl Earthquake though?
See, quietly here, the Azumarill's pretty well positioned. If Cradily goes down,
Yeah.
not much is stopping an Aqua Jet sweep, especially if it's like Choice Band Aqua Jet.
Andrew probably has to save this thing here.
Tinker Honk being one of the best Pokemon across the last couple seasons. Internet Heligo, Gigaton gone.
Yeah.
Big.
But
Is a
made the
rough
decision to save Credilli because he knows he needs it for the end game, which
Yep.
is why Andrew's one of the smarter players in the league, probably the smartest. And then
There you go, switch out
Yeah.
to Deancey. And now I don't mind that because this is Mega. It'll be, oh, no, it won't be faster. But I think Tinkerton's more important offensively.
well, this is a sack basically, and then you're going into Azumarill, I think.
Yeah.
And
And then it's
hoping
blind games.
you can close combat the Credilli or something.
Yeah, I think it's superpower, but same shit.
Yeah.
Earthquake goes down. Was Mega Deancey.
So this really comes down to a read here.
Tinkerton might live a Earthquake, but not worth it, I guess. If it doesn't turn out to be Mega Aerodactyl.
Azumarill will definitely live the Earthquake here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does it do? That's the
Just
big
wonder-
question.
Just wonder what item the Aerodactyl is to make Andrew think it's worth running that item over Mega.
It's probably Choice Band based on what we've seen.
Could be, yeah. Because, I mean, flying types get a free Sash this season with no Stealth Rock, so you don't need to run Boots. And Sash
This is
could
the
be
turn.
handy.
This is the turn that decides the game, I think.
Yep, he's made 2 incorrect Cradilly reads so far, Dossa.
And will we get a hat trick?
Or does he just stay in the superpower? On the superpower? Because if he stays into a superpower,
Oh, they're really taking their time, yeah.
I think Andrew wins. It literally all comes down to this read. This is huge. Into
Credilli
Cradilly.
switch.
Oh,
Superpower. Well done, Dossa. He got it right.
Oh,
He got it
well
right.
done. What a call. That is massive. Now you probably switch this thing out and reposition.
Proud of him again.
See, it's still on for Andrew if Aerodactyl ends up being Sash. I think either of these two just die to a
That's-
Choice Band Aqua Jet, assuming it's Choice Band.
Not at -1 though, you would think. So
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If he has to switch it out first and switch it back in.
yeah,
But if Aerodactyl Sash and Arcanine has extreme speed, this could still go either way.
Andrew down to 30 seconds left on his timer for the third week. Or third time in 4 weeks. He has really used that timer all the way down. 20 seconds now. He's got to find an out and quick.
He's thinking about it. See, this tells me that Aerodactyl probably isn't Sash.
And
Because-
Arcanine has extreme speed, probably.
But this just dies to a superpower and can't kill Azu, right?
Extreme speed,
He
crit.
switches out anyway, and what's Andrew clicking here? Endure. Oh, okay. You knew it had something crazy in that situation, so I like the switch from Dossa.
But why? What does Endure do? Cuss that berry?
Yeah, but even then, like, you had the speed advantage, it'd be the same thing, wouldn't it? Gigaton
Yeah.
takes it down after the Endure.
So you'd imagine this is cussed up.
Yeah, but it's weird that this is the choice into the Fairy Team. Extreme speed anyway, no cost up.
Okay.
Bulldoze.
Maybe Andrew's just given up here. Okay, yeah,
He
yes.
given up.
Well,
Andrew
Endure
never
into
gives up. He always,
Bulldoze.
can always find a way. Earthquake.
It-
Oh, down goes that. See, if
So
this
down
is
to
choice,
one.
then, oh, I don't know. I think Aerodactyl has to be Sash, and it's not. Bang! Aqua Jet
Wow.
kills. And you know
That
he
is-
didn't bother to calc that because he clicked that
No.
pretty quickly.
That's a big result, that. And credit to Dossa for coming back from a couple of misplays early to make the biggest read of the game and get it right.
Yeah, that's huge. See, Andrew has the best predictive skills in the game, but Rock is just such a bad type, especially defensively. And Aqua Jet's going to tear up his team this season if he doesn't plan around it most weeks.
Which is why
Things
Credilli
like
was
that.
here, and Credilli going down was the moment that swung the game.
Yep. And I mean, when Cradilli is your best answer into a priority move from a pretty hard-hitting one, it's pretty unfortunate. One read goes wrong, like it did, and that's the game.
And that was the game.
Arzu put in work, though. I do like Doss's MVP votes.
Yeah, Credilli
I will have
deserves
to agree.
votes. Azumeril definitely deserves votes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you're probably going either Aerodactyl. Probably, I would go Aerodactyl for one vote, I think.
Yeah, Aerodactyl was putting pressure on the whole game. Did well. All right. That a great win for Dossa. I think Andrew is now 2-3 on the season, and Dossa's 3-1. So big game. Andrew still might be in the top 4, which is enough to qualify for finals. But yeah, we've got a long way to go in the season. We'll see if he can turn it around and if Dossa can keep up this hot streak.
We will see.
All right.
Welcome back to the Southern Battle League, aka the SBL. I'm Andrew, or that guy, and I'm here with Hayden today.
Yeah.
So today we have Poison versus Grass, Trinium versus Nick. As you could probably tell, that is an obvious type advantage for Poison. They resist and hit super effectively. But Nick's got that great tusk as a captain, throwing off some earthquakes. Might help him out here. We've got 6th and 7th on the ladder in the Zangoose conference here. So, yeah, fighting it out at the bottom at the moment, trying to make their way into playoff contention, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
Nick's had a bit of a tough beginning to this season, finally getting his first win last week against me, which was not the best showing. But Trinium here, he did win his own weakness matchup. He won against Psychic.
Yeah,
That was a win that he
that's
took.
pretty impressive.
So, I mean, time will tell, I guess, but as much as in theory Trinium has got the advantage type-wise, Nick has the advantage battle-wise, if you catch my drift. He's more experienced battler than Trinium is. Knows his way
Yeah.
around these types of matchups.
For sure. Speaking of matchup, let's look at the teams here. I will say, I told Trinium a couple of mons that I thought would be good to bring. Didn't give him a full set or anything, but that Monkey Dory was one of them because the Mega Venusaur has been kind of a beast, or at least it was last week. So,
Yes,
yeah, I figured he should probably bring something with psychic typing to help him out there, and he's gone and done it, so I like to see that.
I'm almost surprised we don't see dual Mega Venusaurs here.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting mirror match there, but, you
Because
know,
Mega
what can you
Venusaur
do?
itself would be great into grass.
Yeah, that is fair. It would just take a lot of hits, 4 times resisted, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, sure.
I mean, if he brings grass moves, that is.
I actually think that might be the exact reason why there's a Tropius here.
Hmm.
Tropius and Executor and Celebi to a point. Celebi and Executor are going to hit Psychic on all the other poison types anyway. But Tropius, I think, is here specifically for Mega Venu, if it was coming, which obviously we can see it didn't.
Yeah, as we were saying before we jumped into this recording, well, as I was saying, the Tropius, I feel like it's a bit of a beast in Rand bats, so it'll be interesting to see if he tries to run that set with the Leech Seed, Sub, Citrus Berry Harvest kind of thing going on. I don't know if it can do much else, but I know it can do that,
I
so
don't know how well a stall set is going to go against poison, though.
yeah.
Poison
It
is
would be
kind of
very-
the stall type, especially the
Yeah,
fact there's an
that-
Umbreon there, you know?
That's true. Well, if he can make it work, I'd be impressed, but
Yeah, I'd agree
yeah.
with that. Okay, what about leads? What do we think is going to be the situation here?
I mean, I would say probably Monkey Dory or Salazzle are not bad leads on the poison side. Just get in with something fast. Especially Monkey Dory, you can pivot if you want to with U-turn, or just do a fake out and maybe get a poison on something with that toxic chain.
Yeah.
What do you think about grass?
Look, we know Nick. Nick likes to be safe. I could see Cornerstone Ogerpon being the lead to take a hit on the sturdy just to see what the play is. I could see Great Tusk just get in there, start hitting hard.
Yeah.
If you can get a boost up on Venusaur early, if you can get a boost up on Tropius early. I do know from last week, I was informed by Nick that his Great Tusk was running Sunny Day. So could
Okay.
this be Sunny Day Great Tusk again for Harvest, for Chlorophyll?
Yeah, and
It's-
for the photosynthesis on itself.
Oh, and photosynthesis on itself, exactly. So I could see that being set up the Sunny Day because there's not much. I mean, I say there's not much. It turns into a grass type turn 1, but
Yeah.
if he's built the Great Tusk how I would expect him to build the Great Tusk in bulky support, because that seems to be what his goal is with Great Tusk at the moment, I could see it being, or bulky attacker I would even say right now, set up the Sunny Day, get the attack boost, I would say likely the attack boost, and then just start clicking Earthquake.
Yeah.
It's only going to matter
Good
if there's a
work.
Focus Sash, and I see possibly one user of a Focus Sash here, in my opinion, being Salazzle.
Mm.
I don't see Focus
I could
Sash being
see.
on anything else.
Well, all that being said, I feel like we should get into it. Let's see what they've
Let's
brought.
go. Alrighty. I do wonder if... I keep staring at that Venomoth. I just
Yeah.
keep staring at that Venomoth and go, if he can get a Quiver up on that, then it could be scary, but Ogerpon having Sturdy just negates half
Yeah,
of
I
what
was
can be
going to
done.
say the sturdy is the only real barrier there. If you can get past that, you could
Maybe.
probably do some damage.
It could be a turn 1 Toxic Spike setup, but then Venusaur just absorbs them. Tropius is
Yeah.
immune to them. It is an
Here we
Ogerpon
go.
lead.
Okay,
and
you were right on the
Nidoqueen.
cornerstone. It's not bad. I mean, you'll get some damage off for
Mm.
sure if you...
If Trenium was expecting the Cornerstone lead, then this is the right lead. We're just exchanging
Oh,
spots.
okay.
Okay.
Interesting. You called it with the toxic spike lead as well.
I just feel Toxic Spikes is good into a team that could possibly be bulky, but Venusaur just picks them up and goes, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah, I mean, if you have psychic coverage on stuff, and you kind of bait that Venusaur
Ooh.
in, you could
It's
hit it
a mixed
for some good
Nidoqueen.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch Nidoqueen is not something you see very often. I didn't even know it
No,
got
but-
Sucker Punch.
That's a good play though. Like, you know you're going to be slower than some of his mons, so
And that
get a
wouldn't be
little
good. That's
chip
still
off before you go.
it's still decent, 21%, and it wouldn't be Sheer Force boosted.
boosted. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here comes the menace.
Another priority move perhaps.
My
Throw off
my,
the
my boy has
shadow
come
sneak.
in. This could just be... I mean, at this point, there's nothing against you just clicking Poison Jab. Stomping Tantrum, yep.
Zen head.
Oh, okay. He's expecting the
Predicting
Venusaur switch.
Venusaur probably,
Yeah.
right?
Or Great Tusk. Great Tusk is a fighting type.
Yeah, not bad into Tusk either.
Speaking
Okay,
of,
but now you're not in the best situation.
no, this is screaming an Earthquake. Oh, sorry, Headlong Rush, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you do here? It's not Booster Energy.
Yeah.
So is it...
And it's not boots because it's taken
Yeah, is it choiced?
toxic.
I'm starting to think
we
it's
have
choiced.
the answer there.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Choice Scarf here.
Unless that was the slowest Monkey Dory of all time.
I mean, I don't know if Monkey Dory naturally outspeeds Great Tusk, does it?
I think it does. It's quite fast.
It is deceptively fast. I will admit that.
Yeah.
I look at Monkey Dory and I don't think it's as fast as it actually is.
But
Let's
now, what do you
find
go
out.
to? This is not great unless it's Scarf.
Okay, Monkey Dory has a base 106 speed. That is a lot
Yeah.
faster than I thought. I thought it was in its
Yeah.
90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a bit of a snowball right here, unless maybe one of these guys can tank a hit.
If any of them can do it, it's Umbreon.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, Venomoth is only neutral,
Ooh.
but
It doesn't even tank the hit.
but it is a Venomoth on the other hand.
It is a
so,
Venomoth, yeah.
Ugh.
That's looking like it's going to be a simple 5-0 there. Unless
Yeah,
the
unless
Venomoth...
somehow I can live and get off that Quiver Dance like we talked about.
I don't even think the Quiver Dance would matter at that point. I think you just need to go for damage this turn.
Yeah, true. You probably.
Because of that one spike setup, it didn't matter if anything actually had
A sash or
a
anything.
sash or
yeah.
anything. And nope, there it is.
Ooh.
There's the game.
Well, it was a quick one.
It was a quick
9
one.
turns.
I mean, that's what happens when Great Tusk can get into the board sometimes.
Yeah. That's the power of
Now, I want to double
the
check.
Tusk.
Because I'm pretty sure, and I could be very wrong. I wonder... Salazzle... I have a feeling, and I'm going to find out in a second, which is never a good thing when I have to say that.
Is it a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night?
Oh, don't start with this. My apologies. No, I was half correct, but I was not correct in the way I thought I was. Salazzle does get access to Fake Out,
Okay.
but it doesn't get access to Sucker Punch. Now, whether that is Sucker Punch, because we are playing National Decks, it might get access to Sucker Punch via the National Decks. So I wonder if that was a thought process, because if there was the Sucker Punch going off, we saw how much Sucker Punch kept doing. Sucker Punch had a decent chance of doing something there.
He had more priority options for sure. I think, yeah, Fake Out Monkey Dory would have been something.
We also know
Yeah,
that Muck
Sucker
could have
Punch.
Shadow Sneak to get the damage off straight
Yeah.
away. Look, hindsight's always 20/20.
It sure is.
It always is.
Well, I guess we'll
No two
we'll
times.
call it there. Hopefully, we get some closer matches in the next ones coming up. But yeah, like we've said, this is the nature of monotype. Sometimes it just goes completely one-sided and not in the way you would expect.
Yeah. That's it. Alrighty then. Well, I will sign off. Andrew, anything else to say?
GG's, guys.
GG's.
It is what it is.
The round concludes with the Fishiest Fiends taking a 5-0 victory, while the Primeapes take a hard-fought 1-0 win. As for the rest of the competition, in the Survivor Conference, the Universe Unknown take the 4-0 win against the Vibey Vulpix, Victoria's Dark Secrets win 3-0 against Team Awesome, and the Correct Samsungs win 5-0 against the Druin Dittos. In the Zangoose Conference, the Stealth Squadron took the 5-0 victory over the Fish and Crips, the Slow Queens with the 3-0 win over the Cranny Maggies, and the Swanky Sweepers win 1-0 against Comfey spelled backwards. On to the ladders. In the Survivor Conference, we still have only our single undefeated team in the conference sitting on the top. But across in the Zangoose Conference, we have now dropped to only 2 undefeated teams remaining. As for the Golden Fist, the captain's table has had a few new members added to the top of the table, with Grass's Great Tusk and Ground's Volcanion jumping up towards the top. Where with the top 30 table, we now have both versions of a single Pokemon in the top 5, with both Dragon and Fighting versions of Como-O now on the same differential. That ends this week. I hope you all enjoyed the battles, and I hope to see you next time.